Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Coffee is the bestest. Numbers 10. We just left off last week, obviously, at Numbers 9, because that's how numbers work. And we're talking about how they moved the camp following around the cloud. It was super cool. We talked about that in Passover. So if you haven't read Numbers 9 with us, go back. And also, as always, I would encourage you to get your Bible out and read along. Read your Bible with your eyeballs and talk to your Creator and come to your convictions. Okay? So, Numbers 10. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, "Make 2 silver trumpets for yourself. Make them of beaten work, and you shall use them for the gathering of the congregation and for breaking camp." The trumpets, make them of beaten work, basically sheets of metal, silver in this case. And when they blow both of them, all the congregation shall meet before you at the door of the tent of appointment. And if they blow one, then the leaders, the heads of the thousands of Israel, shall gather to you. And when you blow a shout, the camps that lie on the east side shall depart. And when you blow a shout the second time, the camps that lie on the south side shall depart. They blow a shout for them to depart. And when the assembly is to be assembled, you blow, but you do not shout. And the sons of Aaron, the priests, blow the trumpets, and it shall be to you a law forever throughout your generations. And when you go into battle in your land against the enemy that distresses you, then you shall shout with trumpets, and you shall be remembered before Yahweh your Elohim, and you shall be saved from your enemies. The walls of Jericho, anybody? But long and short, right here, they built these 2 trumpets. And I can only imagine that they did not sound precisely the same, because blowing one this way means this one thing, but blowing 2 of them together means another thing. And if they sounded the same, it might be difficult at great distance to discern the fact that there's 2 of them, not one. But anyway, these are all signals. This is for the Levites to basically conduct the remainder of the Hebrews, the Israelites. And in the day of your gladness, and in your appointed times, and at the beginning of your new moons, you shall blow the trumpets over your ascending offerings and over your slaughterings of peace offerings. They shall be a remembrance for you before your Elohim. I am Yahweh, your Elohim. And it came to be on the 20th day of the 2nd new moon in the 2nd year that the cloud was taken up from above the dwelling place of the witness. And the children of Israel departed, setting out from the wilderness of Sinai, and the cloud dwelt on it in the wilderness of Paran. Thus they departed the first time, according to the mouth of Yahweh, by the hand of Moshe. I love that phrase. And the banner of the camp of the children of Yehudah departed first, according to their divisions, and over their army was Nashon son of Amminadab, and over the army of the tribe of the children of Issachar was Nathaniel son of Suar, and over the army of the tribe of the children of Zebulun was Eliab the son of Helon. And the dwelling place was taken down, and the sons of Gershon and the sons of Merari departed, bearing the dwelling place. And the banner of the camp of Reuben departed according to their divisions, and over the army was Elitzer son of Shedior. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Simeon, there we go, was Shalumiel. I love that name. I feel like that should be like some type of character's name in a fiction novel. Shalumiel, son of Sori Shaddai. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Gad was Eliasaph, the son of Deuel. And of the Kehathites departed, bearing the set-apart objects, while the dwelling place was set up before they came. And the banner of the camp of the children of Ephraim departed according to their divisions, and over the army was Elishama, son of Amihud. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Manasseh was Gamliel, son of Pedashtor. And over the army of the children of Benjamin was Abidan, son of Gedoni. Then the banner of the camp of the children of Dan, which formed the rear guard of all the camps, departed according to their divisions, and over the army was Achiezer, son of Ammishaddai. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Asher was Pagiel, the son of Okran. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Naphtali was Ahira, the son of Enan. Such was the order of setting out of the children of Israel according to their divisions when they departed. And Moshe said to Hobab, the son of Reuel, the Midianite, Moshe's father-in-law, we are setting out for the place which Yahweh said, I give it to you. Come with us, and we shall do good for you. We shall good to you. Let's start over. The words, they're sometimes not so tremendous. And Moshe said to Hobab, the son of Reuel the Midianite, Moshe's father-in-law. So this is his brother-in-law. Hobab is Moshe's brother-in-law. We are setting out for the place which Yahweh said, I give it to you. Come with us, and we shall do good to you, for Yahweh has spoken good concerning Israel. And he replied to him, saying, I am not going, but I am going to my own land and my own relatives. Then he said, Please do not leave us, because you know how we are to camp in the wilderness, and you shall be our eyes. And it shall be, when you go with us, that it shall be that whatever Yahweh does to us, the same we shall do to you. So they set out from the mountain of Yahweh on a journey of 3 days. And the ark of the covenant of Yahweh went before them for 3 days' journey to seek out a resting place for them. The ark went before them to seek out a resting place for them. I mean, just metaphorically speaking, is the Father going out before you to seek out your resting place? Are you following the Father to your resting place? Do I need to make hay of this, or is it obvious to us? I hope it's obvious to us that the scales are just removed from our eyes. And the cloud of Yahweh was above them by day, and they went out from the camp. And it came to be, whenever the ark set out, that Moshe said, Rise up, O Yahweh, and let your enemies be scattered, and let those who hate you flee before you. And when it rested, he said, Return, O Yahweh, to the countless thousands of Israel. And it came to be, when the people were as complainers. This is 11. We know we've got to hydrate. Oh, yeah. Numbers 11. This entire book is applicable to us today. But boy, Numbers 11. Let's see what happens when we shun the provision and blessing of the Father and we just run our jaws, flap our gums, and complain. And it came to be, when the people were as complainers, it was evil in the ears of Yahweh. Just got a flash flood warning on my phone. Thanks, government. Can I not read my Bible without you interrupting? 11. And it came to be, when the people were as complainers, it was evil in the ears of Yahweh. And Yahweh heard it, and his displeasure burned. And the fire of Yahweh burned among them, and consumed those in the outskirts of the camp. And the people cried out to Moshe, and Moshe prayed to Yahweh, and the fire died down. Moses, was obviously selected by the Father to perform a series of critical tasks, but he was also in constant conversation with the Father. Do I need to make hay out of that? No, I do not, because I'm not your pastor. I'm just Brother T. But he was in constant conversation with the Father, to the point that when Moshe spoke to Yahweh, Yah listened. Think about that. Then he called the name of the place as Tabera, because the fire of Yahweh had burned among them. And the mixed multitude who were in their midst lusted greatly. So the children of Israel also wept again and said, who is giving us meat to eat? We've got no meat, bro. We remember the fish which we ate without cost in Mitzrayim, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our being is dried up. We're wasting away, bro. There is naught to look at but this manna. We got nothing but manna. Oh, boo-hoo. Now this manna was like coriander seed, and its appearance like the appearance of bdellium. But people went about and gathered it, ground it on millstones, or beat it in a mortar, and cooked it in a pot, and made cakes of it. And its taste was the taste of cakes baked with oil. It's a grain. You know, there's lots of conjecture and opinion over what manna was, but it was like coriander seed. It was a grain, a small grain, but it was like a grain. And they gathered it up and they milled it into flour and made cakes out of it. And when the dew fell on the camp at night, the manna fell on it. And Moshe heard the people weeping throughout their clans, each man at the door of his tent, and the displeasure of Yahweh burned exceedingly, and in the eyes of Moshe it was evil. So Moshe said to Yahweh, why have you done evil to your servant? And why have I not found favor in your eyes? So Moshe is saying to Yah, he's like, bro, why are you doing this to me? Father Yah, why are you doing this to me? Why have you done evil to your servant? And why have I not found favor in your eyes to put the burden of all these people on me? Was it I who conceived all these people? Was it I that brought them forth, that you should say to me, carry them in your bosom, and as a foster father carries a nursing child, to the land which you swore to their fathers? Where am I to get meat to give all these people? For they weep before me, saying, give us meat to eat. I am unable to bear all these people alone, because the burden is too heavy for me. And if you are doing this to me, kill me. Please kill me if I have found favor in your eyes, and let me not see my evil. Moshe is saying, A, I didn't ask for any of this. B, where am I supposed to get the meat for all these people? And C, if this is your judgment, if this is a punishment, then just kill me if I've done evil in your eyes. Then Yahweh said to Moshe, gather to me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of people, and officers over them, and bring them to the tent of appointment, and let them stand there with you. And I shall come down and speak with you there, and shall take the spirit that is on you, and put it on them. And they shall bear the burden of the people with you, so that you do not bear it alone by yourself. This spirit being this feeling of obligation, this basically guilt that he has, responsibility that he has. Again, I'm not Moshe, but I can relate about 2% to what Moshe went through, and I get it. And so these guys, these 70 elders, the Father's going to put that spirit on them as well, so that Moshe has somebody to help him carry that burden. And say to the people, set yourselves apart for tomorrow, and you shall eat meat, because you have wept in the hearing of Yahweh, saying, who is giving us meat to eat? For it was well with us in Mitzrayim. And Yahweh shall give you meat, and you shall eat it. You are going to eat not 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10 days, nor 20 days, but for a new moon, for a month of days, until it comes out of your nostrils and becomes an abomination to you, because you have rejected Yahweh, who is among you, and have wept before him, saying, why did we come up out of Mitzrayim? People prefer comfortable slavery even when they are in the midst of their Creator. We all trend in that direction, some much harder than others. This to me is just atrocious. It's like the Father is dwelling amongst you. His chosen prophet and his priesthood are in your midst. You've been rescued from the hands of your oppressors, and you're going to run your mouth about not having meat to eat. Have we forgotten flocks and herds? For example, And Moshe said, the people in whose midst I am are 600,000 men on foot, and you have said, I give them meat to eat for a new moon of days. Could flocks and herds be slain for them to be sufficient for them, or could all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to be sufficient for them? Moshe is, I don't know if he's reminding the father or just in disbelief, saying, I've got 600,000 men plus their families besides. Are we gonna just gather all the fish out of the sea to feed these guys? Do we have flocks and herds to slay for a month to feed all these guys? Incredulous. And Yahweh said to Moshe, is the arm of Yahweh too short? Oh. Now, see whether my word meets you or not. Take that, Moshe. You doubt me, son? Watch. And Moshe went out and spoke to the people the words of Yahweh, and he gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people and placed them around the tent. And Yahweh came down in the cloud and spoke to him, and took the spirit that was upon him, and placed the same upon the 70 elders. And it came to be when the spirit rested upon them that they prophesied, but did not continue. However, 2 men remained in the camp. The name of one was Eldad, and the name of... Excuse me. Sick. The name of one was Eldad, and the name of the other was Medad, and the Spirit rested upon them. Now they were among those listed, but they did not go out of the tent, and they prophesied in the camp. And a young man ran and informed Moshe and said, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. And Joshua, the son of Nun, Moshe's assistant from his youth, answered and said, Moshe, my master, forbid them. Then Moshe said to him, are you jealous for my sake? Oh, that all the people of Yahweh were prophets, that Yahweh would put his spirit upon them. He's like, good. I wish all y'all were that filled up with the Father's Spirit. Good. I'm not jealous of them. Good. In fact, Moshe's cup overfloweth already. He's got too much to do, right? Got a guy with an anger management issue and a stutter trying to shepherd 3 to 5 million people. It's like, good. We got a couple more prophets. Awesome. And Moshe returned to the camp, both he and the elders of Israel. And a wind went forth from Yahweh, and it brought quail from the sea, and left them fall beside the camp about a day's journey on this side, and about a day's journey on the other side, all around the camp, and about 2 cubits above the surface of the ground. That's about 3 foot deep of quail, all around the camp, a day's journey. And the people were up all that day, and all that night, and all the next day, and gathered the quail. He who had the least gathered 10 homers. A homer is 58 US gallons. So imagine a 55-gallon drum. The guy that got the fewest number of quail had 10 55-gallon drums full. I mean, what's that, 500 quail? I don't know. I've yet to do a quail to US gallons conversion, but I've seen quail. There's probably a lot more than that. It's probably 2,000 quail. Anyway, it's a freaking lot of quail. And they spread them out for themselves all around the camp. The meat was still between their teeth before it was chewed, and the wrath of Yahweh burned against the people, and Yahweh struck the people with an exceeding great plague. Then he called the name of that place Kibroth Hattaavah, because they buried the people who had lusted. From Kibroth Hattaavah, the people set out to Hatzeroth, and they were at Hatzeroth. And they buried the people who had lusted. Who was it who had lusted? 11:4, and a mixed multitude who were in their midst lusted greatly, so the children of Israel also wept again and said, who is giving us meat to eat? These are those who doubted Yahweh. These are those who said, remember the fish which we ate without cost in Mitzrayim. Yeah, you were slaves, dumbass. But oh well, that's whatever. That's fine. We were taken care of. We were comfortable slaves. Those that were destroyed by this plague were those who preferred the comfortable slavery of their captors to the uncomfortable freedom of Yahweh. Take that for what it's worth. That, for me, is the lesson that I pick out of Numbers 11 here. I'd love to know what you guys got out of it. Hit me in the comments. Shalom and blessings, y'all.